Hello there everybody, Sam Strains here, welcome back to the Railway and welcome to another Bachmann Thomas and Friends character unboxing. Okay, so quite recently I uploaded another Thomas and Friends story called James's Accident, and it was quite a lot of fun to make, but it was an awful lot of work, so fingers crossed you enjoyed it. At the time of filming this, I haven't actually put that video out yet, so fingers crossed everybody really liked it. But if you haven't seen it already, check out the link. I'll put the link just there right now so that you can watch it. And obviously James was the big star of the show, so I thought he's had so much limelight already, a little bit more won't hurt him. So yes, today I'm going to be unboxing the Bachmann James. I've done the Hornby one, of course, but never the Bachmann one. Now, during the filming of James's Accident, this very James model did actually have to have some pretty horrific derailments and accidents. I didn't like to do it, but it sort of had to be done for the filming, and James's Accident was kind of the reason I bought this in the first place. So it had to be done, but I thought, you know, after this, he's going to be scratched. There's no way he got away with this without any scratches. But right off the bat, I've got to say, at the end of the 3 days of filming, you know, he'd really been through the mill, he'd been scraping along the ballast on the track bed, not a single mark on him. It's absolutely astonishing. I don't know how Bachmann have made him so, you know, so durable, but, you know, flying off the track and scraping along the stones, how did he not get scratched? But I'm going to show you him close up in a moment, so you know I'm not going to be lying about this. So let's get to it. Let's unbox the Bachmann James. We know what kind of quality this is because he's still in mint condition after all that. But let's have a look at his features and see exactly what he's like. So here we go, the lovely Bachmann James. And yes, here it is in the packaging then. I think this must be the latest version because as you can see it's got the up-to-date packaging with the clouds and things on it, if you can see that without the glare. Now this was very expensive. I bought this from Untitled Thomas for £75. Obviously they are a little bit more expensive over here in the UK because of the postage and you know the process of shipping them over to the UK from America. But that's still way more expensive than my Hornby James, which I think only cost £55. But then again, they are distributed in the UK, so I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, let's take a look at the Bachmann James then. Shall I show you the back of the packaging? Yes, I think I will. So there you can see all the other engines. I think I have all of those now, except probably Henry and Percy there. But yeah, they do have quite a good range, don't they, Bachmann? A lot of characters. Okay, so let's get James out there. We won't leave him in the packaging. Let's just check in on him. How's he doing? He actually looks a little bit nervous to be in this packaging, and you find that a lot of these engines really aren't too keen about being cooped up inside there. So let's do something about that and get him out. As always, I have just cut the back of the packaging here so that they can go in and out of it, just for storage purposes, I suppose. But it makes the unboxing a little bit better if their packaging is still intact. Right. Oops, it would be dire if I scratched him at this stage. So there he is in his little tray. I'll just delve back in and see if I can't get the paperwork out. Yeah, here we go. Alright, let's have a look, because I always like to look at this paperwork to see how they've drawn the faces and see if they're terrifying or not, because sometimes you get lucky and they look really scary on the diagram. This one, oh no, you can't see it. So anyway, you can't see the face, but anyway, that's the exploded diagram. Very similar to the other characters. I think the chassis might even be the same as some of the others, except it's just got the extra couple of wheels built into it. But yeah, there we go, the exploded diagram with all the parts on there if you ever need to order new ones, of course. So that's fine. The rest of the paperwork is just sort of text, so it's not going to be too interesting to show you. But now then, let's take a look at James. So we'll start by looking at his tender. His lovely red splendid tender. Now I thought to start with this tender would be the same as the Edward one because the wheels are kind of on stalks like that, and I just thought it's so similar to Edward's tender, Bachmann might as well have just used the same one again, but incredibly not. It is actually a different size completely, so they've even gone so far as to design a completely new tender for James, even though it is quite similar to Edward's. So that's the tender, number 5, very nice. I'll show you that better in just a moment. Let's grab James as well then, and here he is. Look at that cheeky face. So yeah, there's James. Really quite tiny actually, but quite cute as well, as you can see. And if I just bring the Hornby one in for comparison, you'll see that compared to the Hornby one, this Bachmann version is absolutely tiny. Now, of course, the Hornby version is 00 scale and the Bachmann one is HO, but nonetheless, look at the size difference there. I mean, that goes beyond the difference of HO and 00, doesn't it? But no, both very nice models, but of course, today it's all about the Bachmann version. But if you want to check out my review for the Hornby James, feel free to. So let me just couple James to his tender. Again, he's been through the mill. He really has had a few nasty accidents for the filming of James's accident, but incredibly, he's still in perfect condition. So here's a little bit of history on James then, and once I've gotten through that, I will show you him up close on the white background and we'll take a look at his beautiful detail. I know James is going to enjoy this because he loves all the attention, so let's get to it. So James was built in 1912 as part of the L&YR Class 28. He was built by George Hughes, who sold him to Sir Topham Hatt in 1924 for mixed traffic duties over on the island of Sodor. He was originally painted black actually, but he was eventually repainted red after he derailed and had to be repaired. Mine is derailed, but actually he didn't need to be repaired, so he can stay in red. He won't end up purple or anything like that. Just like Gordon, James is a celebrated actor. He's appeared in Thomas and Friends for many years, and although he does act very boastful in the show, he's actually quite a pleasant guy in real life, with an interest in signalling and point works, I seem to remember. He recently celebrated his 100th birthday, and he still plays the voice of James in Thomas and Friends, now that the show is in CGI, of course. Okay, let's show you him up close. So there we have him then, James the Red Engine number 5 there up against the white background, and I really like this model straight off the bat. I think it's a really good one. Now obviously James was one of the first Bachmann Thomas and Friends models that came out, along with probably Thomas and I'm going to guess and say Percy. I think they were the first three, and as such some people feel that when they were originally released they weren't very good. They had a few issues. The faces, for example, weren't too fantastic, although I am told that this James has been slightly updated since that version, so perhaps I'm looking at the version that was fixed. But looking at the face, it really isn't too bad, is it? I mean, it's clearly James. It's got that sort of chubby feel to it with the big sort of button nose on it, and that arrogant grin he's got is very James, isn't it? I would say it's maybe more of a caricature of the James character, but to be honest, I don't think it's too bad at all. And again, the sort of shape and size of him, and obviously the colour and the livery, looks pretty much spot on as far as I'm concerned. So let me know. I'll put up a poll. Do you think this looks like the James from the show? Is it fantastic? Is it terrible? Or is it sort of so-so? Let me know. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the painted detail. So you can see on his boiler, he's got this lovely sort of golden lining, which looks fantastic. And also he's got his handrails here. These are just part of the moulding, of course, but they have been picked out in silver paint. Now his dome has also been picked out. As you can see, it's the same gold colour as on the boiler itself, so I suppose that's fair enough. It doesn't look too metallic, that, but it does look quite toy-like, which I suppose is exactly the idea. And as you can see, his splashes here have been outlined in black, which is lovely to see, and the side of his cab has been outlined in black too, which is really quite nice. Now all of these characters have a grey running board, as you can see, and I really do like that grey. I do wish some real engines had that. It really is quite attractive, isn't it, I think? I don't know why, but yeah, I've always thought so. And looking at his cab, you can see that the windows have been outlined in that gold paint, which looks very nice. I think James is quite proud of that. And on top of the cab here, I don't know whether that would be, I don't really know what that is. It looks like some kind of golden device. I assume the whistle is this thing here in front of the cab. But yeah, not too sure what that is on top of the cab, but it has been picked out in paint. It's probably something to do. It's probably a whistle or something like that, or a safety valve. I'm not entirely sure. If anybody does know, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, if we take a look at the buffer beam, you can see there is quite a lot of detail there, as always from these Bachmann Thomas models, to say it's a toy. You've got the buffers there, which are separately painted. Obviously, those are not sprung, but I'll just demonstrate that just to prove it. And then you've also got a vacuum pipe fitted onto there, and one of those coupling hooks fitted onto there. Interestingly, no front coupling on this one, which is a shame, especially if you want to do some shunting with him, which you may well want to, with it being a kid's toy. But it does have lamp irons, as you can see, and incredibly on the left side there is a separately fitted lamp, which is lovely to see. Now looking into his cab, obviously he doesn't really have a physical cab space. It's all sort of blocked out like that, but I suppose that gives the model a little bit more strength and integrity, so it makes it more difficult to break. And as you can see, the chassis to me, as you can see, these three wheels here look a lot like the one on Thomas, so I wonder whether this is just the Thomas chassis, which they've just sort of bolted on a little bit of extra on the front there. That's certainly what they did with with the Hornby James. The Hornby James was the Dealey 060, I think, with just a couple of extra wheels stuck onto the front, which is quite interesting. So anyway, there we have James's tender, number 5. Looks really quite smart in that red, doesn't it, with of course the black lining around it. Yes, as I've already mentioned, the wheels kind of stick out of the tender on stalks, which looks really quite cartoony, doesn't it? I don't think any tenders were ever like that in real life, but I do quite like the look of that. And even though they are kind of sticking out a long way from the tender body, they don't feel too fragile. It's not something that I'm, afraid of breaking, so that's okay. And looking at his coal in the top, it really is quite realistic compared with the rest of the model, and you often find that with these. Yep, the coal load is really quite good, and of course the buffer beam is just the same as on the front really, with the vacuum pipe and the coupling hook, except we do have the proper coupling on the back this time, which is obviously quite essential if you want to couple him up. So yeah, quite a nicely detailed model. I don't think he's quite as detailed as the likes of Oliver or Thomas. What do you reckon? I don't think so, but he's certainly not bad, is he? So anyway, let's get him down onto the track then, and we will see how he performs. Alright James, it's time for you to shine. So there he is then, there's James down onto the track looking very, very smart. I think he's just about ready to show off by hauling some coaches for us. Now in the video James's accident, you see him hauling quite a lot of coaches, about 7, although that was just an editing trick, of course he can't really manage that many. So I tried him with 4 coaches to see if he'd haul those on his own, and unfortunately this happened. Yep, as you can see, pretty serious wheel slip. So actually he's just stuck with these 3 coaches up Gordon's Hill. On the flat, he can manage 4 or 5 coaches, no problem. But because I do have a very small hill on the layout, it has to be 3, unfortunately. So not great pulling power. And I suppose the reason for that is that he is just quite light. Now let's test him on the slow speed then. And as you're going to see, the slow speed is really quite good. As you can see, he can do a really good slow crawl, as you can see there. But if I keep him going, you can see that he does cut out there on the express points. Now that sort of brings us on to the differences between this and the Hornby version. Now the Bachmann James is loco driven and not tender driven as with the Hornby one, so I think Bachmann wins on that front. However, the Hornby one does have all-wheel pickup and it is quite a lot heavier, so it does have a lot more pulling power. So I'm not too sure which one wins, you'll have to let me know. Anyway, this James does have the moving eyes, but I've shown the moving eyes loads of times before, so I think we'll just get him going and you'll see the eyes while he runs around. So let's get him then to go and couple to his coaches. Go on then, backwards you go James, and we'll see if you can manage them. And of course 3 coaches really isn't much, so he should have no problem pulling them, I wouldn't have thought. Let's see if he's coupled, shall we? Yes, he has. Alright, take it away James. There we go. Yep, he's managing those, no problem at all. There he goes, very nice. Alright, let's do my favourite section then and have a running session. So there are loads of other engines on the lines for you to spot, and there is actually one character that appears twice on the layout today, so see if you can spot which one that is and let me know in the comments. But running on the other lines today, we have Donald and Douglas here doing something quite interesting. Someone asked me to do this in a stream, I think. Donald and Douglas with the Billhack snowplows. I think that looks really cool. So there they go. Hopefully we'll enjoy seeing those running today. And then on the inside line, we have another engine that appeared in James's accident. This is Thomas, of course, with his morning milk train. There he goes. And if anyone's up for a challenge, see if you can spot what all of the other engines are on the line and let me know down in the comments. I'll be interested to see if anyone can get them all. Oh, James does look great, doesn't he? Yeah, he's not bad at all, is he? He really does look good, I think. And there go Donald and Douglas. Not much need for a snowplow today, but I suppose it's nice that they're testing them. I'm actually surprised that James isn't more frightened of Gordon's Hill after what happened to him during his accident video. But no, he seems to be just fine, doesn't he? My goodness, Gordon, what on earth has happened to you? I think he must have gotten up this morning and put the wrong tender on. Oh, never mind. It's quite an interesting thing to look at anyway. I wonder if he knows. He might have heard me say that, I suppose. So here are my ratings then for the very lovely Bachmann James. Detail then 2 out of 5. Yes, I know that's a little bit low, but to be honest, they're not supposed to be detailed, and indeed they're not. But he's not too bad, is he? I mean, he looks like James, so that's the main thing. Power then 3 out of 5. 3 coaches isn't really that much, is it, for 260? He's not very heavy, to be honest, so that really affects his pulling power, but he's not terrible. So 3 out of 5, just in the middle of the road there. Slow speed though, 4 out of 5. Absolutely fantastic, really, at slow speeds. speeds. He doesn't have any tender pickups though, which means he doesn't get over the express points at those speeds, but otherwise very good slow speed. Quality then, 5 out of 5. As I've already mentioned, he did a lot of crashing in the James's accident video, and he was absolutely fine. I mean, not a single mark on him. I can't find a mark anywhere. So 5 out of 5 it's got to be. Value then, I paid £75 for this. That was the very cheapest I could find. I'm not absolutely sure what the RRP is, but that would be in dollars anyway. But I think that's too expensive really for a toy, and I know I say that every time, but until they get cheaper, I'm going to keep saying it. So 3 out of 5 there. Overall then, quite a good score there, 7.33 out of 10. Into the ranking he goes at 22nd, so not too bad, just above the V3 and below the D16. Yeah, pretty good actually. And what is going on today? It looks like old Edward's had the same idea. It doesn't really suit you, Edward, somehow. Alright then everybody, well I really hope you enjoyed that review. I do love doing these Thomas and Friends reviews. It's just great to see these characters up close, isn't it, for a change. So I hope you did enjoy it anyway. If you did, please feel free to leave the video a like. And obviously don't forget to comment with the engines you spotted too, if you did spot some. But for now, that's all I've got to say, I think. So thank you very much for watching. Lovely to have your company, as always. And I will see you all very, very soon. Cheers, everybody.